no, I'm not going to say a brand spanking new stadium, but a stadium that got a hell of a facelift.
Went to Dr. Miami.
Really nice. Yeah.
Winternizing it. So
Winterization,
yeah.
I am curious what that is, because when I winterize like my boat, I'm spraying some shit into my spark plugs, giving her a little rip for once or twice, and figuring it out.
Quarterback sneak right side, touchdown, Penn State!
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far?
College football tees, college basketball tees, whatever you need, Mercury has you covered with the best merch out there. We're talking about high quality clothing, inexpensive, and the best part is I have a 15% discount for everybody who goes and gets some right now. Use the code below, hit the link in the description, and go get your merch now. Use the code to get 15% off. What are you waiting on? Go do it.
What's going on, folks? We are launching the Retain the Roar campaign here at State Media in partnership with Happy Valley United. This is extremely important to me personally and the entire program moving forward. I came to Penn State in some of the darkest times. I deeply care about this university and this football program. That is why I'm done talking. I'm going to lead by example, and I'm working to pool a bunch of other lettermen together to get behind this campaign. It is integral for us to participate in NIL, and not only participate, but dominate, to match the expectations that we all have for this program. We're in it to win championships, so let's put our money where our mouth is. I'm taking the first step. I hope that you all follow me. Our goal is to raise $500,000 to close this spring transfer portal cycle and ensure that we retain the roar. Folks, back again in the pocket with my guy B. It has been quite some time. I feel like, at least it's been a while. We had the Mike whole conversation. We skipped last week. Dry spell. It is the off season, so I hope they give us a break here.
It's super dry. We thought earlier, going into this, through this first off season of ours, it was dry then. I didn't necessarily expect or foresee this part of the year being as dry as it is.
It's been getting long. I will say that. It's been getting long, but we appreciate those that are staying tuned in, and we also appreciate those who are fair weather fans who we're going to hear from back when the season kicks off. So we appreciate it all parts of that spectrum. With that being said, there was some big news as of late that has come out. If you were following us on socials, our state media, social media guru / graphic guy has been pumping out a ton of stuff regarding the board-approved Beaver Stadium renovations. Brandon, I'll let you kick this off. I have a decent amount to say about this, but initial reaction to this whole ordeal.
Initial reaction, I'm not going to lie. Maybe I haven't been tied into what's been, going on, whispers throughout the last few years. I did not see this coming, per se, as soon as it is, at least. I'll say that. So it definitely caught me off guard. Obviously, it's big talk, so, trying to get this NIL thing going, get funding for that. So I saw this big number for the stadium. I'm like, ooh. But all in all, as I've read more, I think it's going to pay dividends. And as a player, I'm completely jealous that there's going to be a new kind of renovated arena of battle that we won't necessarily ever experience.
What's going on, folks? Good listeners of The Pocket. Sky's out, thighs out. Summer's right around the corner, and our friends at Chubby's are bringing the good vibrations. Whether you're getting dressed for your workday, a workout, or a weekend getaway, Chubby's has you covered. For a limited time, Chubby's is giving our viewers 20% off your order with our code POCKET at chubbysshorts.com. That's code POCKET at chubbysshorts.com. Versatile line of men's apparel. I'll tell you what, man. I got the 6-inch Khakinator shorts on. Phenomenal. Super versatile. I can already see myself wearing these shorts on the shore porch this summer, on the boat while I'm fishing. Definitely can make a round of golf for sure happen. Probably even swim in these puppies. Super high quality, everyday men's apparel. I highly recommend you guys check them out. Fortunately for you, for a limited time, Chubby's is giving our listeners at The Pocket 20% off your order. Support our show and tell them we sent you. Don't blend in with the crowd. Stand out with Chubbies.
So I'm stoked for it. I think obviously when you roll a number out like that to anybody, there's going to be knee-jerk reactions both ways. Now my chicken tender basket's going to be $45. My parking pass is going to be this. I'm not going to be able to afford tickets. And then, the other side of the coin for me is I truly believe that it was needed.
Yeah.
Been to the games, been in the stadium now for the last few years. She does need a facelift.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll only improve the overall attraction of that venue. And then my big thing is investing in it now.
Yeah.
We have no idea where the economy is going in the next few years. That's all up in the air. But investing in it now, I think, minimizes the long-term costs that could potentially accrue with doing something like this. And then subsequently, I truly don't believe that these are going to be straight pass-throughs to fans and folks going there. There's going to be a little bump, like anything, when you improve stuff. But we are one of the most financially free athletic departments in the country. Yeah. So there's that. You mentioned NIL coming in-house. I almost think that this could be a bolster to NIL, right? Yeah. Now you have more assets to sell. You have more events to potentially do. You had the Luke Combs concert there as a test. You give this puppy a facelift, who knows who's going to be coming in there in the next few years. And I think the athletic department's been more excited about adding extracurricular outside attractions outside of the university.
All year round, too.
Yeah. I mean, all year round. You got hockey, you got all this other stuff that could potentially kick into this. So I think the facelift's good. I think the costs aren't going to be as straight passed off into the spectators as folks think. And the other thing is I was impressed by the way that they were attacking this. They're not taking any money out of the financial budget.
Yeah.
This is all going to be straight fundraising. We got our guy Michael Motti over there raising for athletics. Yeah. I'm sure his quota has definitely skyrocketed a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a lot of fundraising. It's going to be a lot of deal making. It's going to be a lot of added attractions. And I only think that this helps bolster it. So you got to spend money to make money, as they say. And for me, I just think it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think if I read correctly, that facelift, like you're saying, saving, money down the line for fixes if we didn't address this now. Yeah. Somewhere, I think they said it was 20, that might be 20 billion or 20 million alone. Excuse me, I don't remember exact. But that's a big deal, like you said. And kind of like Penn State, I think, are we ahead of the curve in this avenue of, college football? I'm not sure if I'm seeing too many college stadiums getting a facelift, like you say, like this, to where it's going to be a major player just in the entertainment business as a whole, like we're saying. So the possibilities are endless.
Well, I was going to say to that point, I think it's dope that we're not knocking down and building a new one, because I think that's the wave, right? Like everybody's knocking something down, building a new one, or building another one in another part of campus. That stadium's got a lot of history. I think this is the right way to do it in terms of preserving the infrastructure and the history that was built on those hallowed grounds. But then, like you said, also giving it a little bit of a facelift. I truly don't know how many stadiums have done that as of late. I know probably several stadiums have done that in the past, but before it had so much hype. But I do agree with you. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I want you to stay in there.
No, man. But like we said, it's going to be beautiful. First, another initial thought I had, like we're talking about possibilities. I'm saying they're going to make it what they call a winterless, winternizing it. So
winterization.
Winterization, yeah.
I am curious what that is, because when I winterize like my boat, I'm spraying some shit into my spark plugs, giving her a little rip for once or twice, and figuring it out. Like I don't know how you winterize a stadium.
I mean, in my head, I'm thinking heated seats. I don't know. Like Syracuse has the heated sidewalks or something like that. With the, they said I don't know if they're gonna go big like they are. That may not be too out of pocket to think, but yeah, events all year round. I immediately thought of a battle with PA, Philly, Pittsburgh. NFL kind of gets in the mix of this. Schedules one game out of the year, freaking Christmas game or something that could be crazy. Beaver Stadium, get it lit, black and yellow, green and white.
Yeah.
Traffic in PA would be crazy, but that could be – I see the vision, man.
322 would be shut down. Shut down.
4 hours straight.
Yeah. Both ways.
From the school alone.
Yeah, that would be nuts. That's actually – I mean, I don't even know if that – I mean, I guess it could be done, right?
If they play on the regular schedule, like I said, the NFL would have to get involved. Obviously schedule that out. Similar to like a neutral ground game, but they're trying to go international right now. But this would be, keep it at home, a big deal for sure.
Yeah, but that's another great point, though. I mean, when you think about it, being able to add, let's just say maybe it's not that. Maybe it is just like the Winter Classic with NHL, which has already been done, right? They've already done these types of things. So, excuse me, I lost my voice last week speaking at an engagement. I'm still trying to get it back. But it's already got a proven model, and that bodes into another thing, like the economic growth, right? I'm sure you all can find the statistics on the overall economic growth that just a regular home game brings to Center County and the surrounding counties now because of the overflow. But being able to now have $16.2
million in tourism.
What is it?
We average about $16.2 million in tourism during home football games.
Per home football game?
Per home football game on average.
That's nuts. So now you're just adding and bolstering. You could probably factor in maybe 5 or 6 more events like that could be statewide reach, if not regional reach for visitations and stuff like that. So really, I think it's something that the Penn State community should be excited about. I know, again, the number is extremely scary, but based upon all the conversations I've had with folks who are on the board, close to the decision-making, it really was a no-brainer. And to your point, B, going to be a little bit jealous not being able to play in it, but I will say this, I am going to be extremely excited to see what type of amenities it does come packed with.
We're going to sell all that in, best believe.
Yeah.
We're going to reap the benefits of hard labor. We'll keep it at that.
No doubt. Built on the backs of many generations here.
Yeah, man. I'm fully looking forward to it, man. I honestly can't even I don't know if just Penn Staters are really understanding this, but I feel like it's so crazy that I can't even imagine it being so much more elite than it already is, in the sense of just like the magnitude of what Beaver Stadium is. You're telling me that magnitude times, whatever, it's going to be a winter like freaking wonderland. I honestly can't imagine it being in there during those wideouts, those fourth quarters, big third downs. Woo!
We got a new sponsor. Have you ever heard of Mando? Well, now we have Lume for Men. It's the same clinically proven, doctor-developed formula, but in cologne quality scents for men. That is the best way to put it. And I'll tell you what, they got me hooked. I used it every day. Full body deodorant, body shower gel, bourbon leather, the Pro Sport. Every single product has been used and approved, not only by myself, but my wife. And that's also very important. So with that being said, I want to give you all a fantastic opportunity. Get Mando's starter pack. It's perfect for new customers. Cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice. Mini body wash, which I highly recommend. The deodorant wipes are also fantastic because you can take them on the go, and free shipping. Luckily, I have a discount code to help you get hooked on my favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code. That equates to over 40% off of your starter pack. Use code POCKET at shopmando.com. Shopmando.com.
Yeah, and honestly, a couple of the things that I read too, to keep going back to this as well, like the upgraded amenities. And this is why I don't think that there's going to be a ton of a ton of pressure put on the everyday fan. Like I did hear when this was like ground level conversation that the away side of the stadium directionally, I've been hitting the head a lot. I can't really remember that, but the away sideline across from us, the old with the old press box and stuff like that. I did hear that was going to be like upgraded seating, like outdoor walkout suite type of amenities, and like that type of stuff. I think is where you can accrue a lot of financial costs, because I'm pretty sure there's a really long wait list of folks trying to get in suites to begin with.
Yeah.
And, the upgraded kind of luxury seating options are really thin and probably in high demand. So I would assume that there's probably going to be a big jump in revenue just from folks who are already on waiting lists trying to get into whatever luxury seating we had. Now being able to basically blow up an entire section, the length of the stadium, into different cohorts of that. I think a lot of folks are going to jump. So, and that would be a sick spot. I think maybe the state media crew needs to invest in one of those luxury suites to go watch games.
There we go. The wheels are churning now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Get some content going in Beaver Stadium. We won't record the game, just our reactions.
No,
unless we get those rights, that'd be a different kind.
I don't think we got the pockets for those rights.
No, man, but yeah, I'm excited to even, like we're saying, these little patches where they can improve mightily, just to see what they do. I'm wondering who they get, who's the freaking designer, that's going to plan these up. What we're going to have in there. I know we're not going to have hot tubs like Jacksonville, but they can, like, to your point, they can make it really, really sweet deal.
Yeah. The renderings look fantastic.
Yeah.
Like the
blueprint,
the rendering pictures of it.
Okay. I haven't seen them.
Have you seen those? They look elite. I mean, they look awesome. That whole side of the stadium, that's like the sports museum and all that stuff, where we used to come into the locker room and whatnot, it's going to be a completely different facelift look. And that would be really cool to kind of like do a lot of the architecture additions on the side of the stadium and really keep the end zones like what they are, because it kind of has that battleship look to it when you're driving in, but then being able to have obviously some upgraded amenities on either side would be sweet. But
yeah, I hope they keep it, keep it college football at the same time. Some of that essence, like you're saying, in certain end zones, keeping it kind of maybe a little tighter, so it gets a little rowdy, in those moments. Don't glam it up too much. Got to keep it, restore, keep some of that history in there of a college arena. It makes me think of like high school basketball. A couple high school squads that where I'm from, St. Augustine comes to mind. They have an old gym, similar to how we have an old gym and a new gym basketball arena.
Yeah.
And, sometimes those games, rowdy games in the old gym, turn up a little more than in the new gym, just because, it's a little tighter, things of that nature. So, yeah, nostalgia, wooden seats, stuff like that. But I'm excited, man.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be good. And that's been the most probably pressing news pertaining to Penn State. And I'm like I said, I'm more. I know that there's going to be a cohort of people who are upset, and I really want to challenge them to think about it for a little bit, look at it, read into it, do some research, and just have an open mind. Because in this arms race, I don't think the arms race is ever going away, even with NIL and all that stuff. I think it's important, and I think the overall fan experience is going to be a little bit more enjoyable. And I think that brings us to a great transition point here, talking about, NIL and all this stuff. B, you mentioned this is probably the broader national news. We're a little late here to this, but, we definitely have to cover it. Was the NCAA settlement that ultimately – what were the numbers on the settlement? $2.2 billion?
$2.8 billion in back pay for, that's what, guys, that's what I'm interested in. There's more to it, but so, due to 2020 when NIL was granted, it was a settlement that, thank God, someone brought it up. But, there's a 4-year statute of limitations that goes back to 2016. That's where I'm hoping I can get a little something, for my name, image, and likeness. But it's a big deal. I mean, NCAA is kind of, saving their butt in a way, but kind of just getting it over with now, shelling out all the cash, whatever cash is being offered. So it's exciting, I suppose. And it'd be interesting to see. It's over 10 years. There's some time, too. Nothing's going to happen immediately. But football and basketball are the majority, like 90% of the $2.8 billion that'll be back paid.
Before we get to the next topic, we're going to take a minute to talk about Factor Meals. Now, I know that there's a ton of food delivery service options out there. I'm going to stand on the table here and say this. Factor Meals does it different. Pre-prepared, chef-crafted, dietitian approved. We've gotten a chance to test them here at the Pocket. I just got mine this past week. Phenomenal meals, super easy. Throw them in the oven. Like I said, they're pre-prepared. Pop them out, throw them on a plate. I'm a new father, got a wife. I'm unfortunately the one that does the majority of the cooking in the house. So whenever I need a break, this is a great option for me. Meals, 2 minutes or less. They got snacks. They got smoothies. They got little juice drinks. It's super flexible. It fits into my schedule when need be. No mess. I also do the dishes. So therefore, minimal dishes when it comes to preparation with Factor Meals. Really, really, really highly recommend them for your day-to-day operation. So if you like what I'm talking about, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, please head over to factormeals.com/pocket50 and use code pocket50 to get 50% off. That's code pocket50 at factormeals.com/pocket50 to get 50% off. I know that's a lot of pocket 50s, but you guys get the gist. 50% off to cut into about 75% of your meal prep time. Phenomenal. And I highly recommend them.
Yeah, I feel like that statute of limitations is definitely going to get challenged in court because I left the year eligibility on there that would have given me the 2016. But that's neither here nor there. The part that I'm excited about is that the landscape of NIL now is going to shift completely as part of that ruling, I believe, was that
revenue share.
The athletic departments can now handle it and rev shares coming and things of that nature. So I think what that's going to do is we're not ignorant to the fact that we've also been helping the collective try to push the Retain the Roar campaign. And trust me, folks, the feedback we've been getting, I don't completely disagree. I've been upset with this model from the beginning. I think you can check the receipts. Brandon, you've also voiced your concerns over the past. It's just not sustainable, and putting more financial pressure on the everyday fan is not I don't think that's fair.
Yeah.
And being able to come back to this rev share model ultimately is going to be great. And then your big time boosters and donors and so on and so forth can now come up with creative ways to develop what I would consider true NIL brand deals with their prospective athletes that ultimately have a market for it, right? And I think that's going to be where your separation starts to happen from a school-to-school basis, right, is who has the best alumni base that's supporting NIL in its truest, most pure nature that it was supposed to be. So I think that's good. I think the fans should be excited about that coming. I've heard several things, but I think the most probably like realistic and reasonable expectation is 2025 season next year. Yeah. With that, but would be nice for it to happen sooner.
Right.
But at the end of the day, we have to kind of play by that and play it by ear and listen, learn, and keep our antennas up with that. But I think that's going to be massive just for the entire landscape of NIL. It's probably what a lot of people were saying should have been from the beginning, AKA you and me. But
we're getting there. We're getting there.
Hey, we're not worthy of the NCAA office. We're just a bunch of knuckleheads that played the game and played by the rules.
Yeah, we're there. We're getting there, I'll say. But even with that, like you said, everything you've been calling, you've been saying it, and with the revenue share, I'm pretty sure they're going to have a better plan to roll this out this go around, because I believe there's something like a salary cap, pretty much, which I know you on paper said as well, per school, and like you said, who's alumni base, can still come to life, obviously within that cap, but it'll be fun to see how it goes this round. It seems like they're getting it right, as we're saying. So now it's going to be definitely put up or shut up, from each school.
No doubt. So there is hope for the, or at least some level of amateurism still alive in college sports. Not amateurism, but a level playing field, and that's probably the shittiest way I could have put that. I'm not going to lie, but there is some hope for a semblance of sanity, common sense, and a clear path forward. And we're going to get to see all that in I'm not going to say a brand spanking new stadium, but a stadium that got a hell of a facelift.
With the Dr. Miami.
Really nice. Yeah. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Damn. It's going to be good. Good times ahead for us.
Yeah, good time. I think, amidst all the, craziness that goes on throughout the year and the season and all the hype, everything we've been talking about since we started, on the field, off the field, money, players, transfer, everything. It's a good time to be a Penn State fan. I still believe that. The future is bright, and I think it's a scary time because we can't see it per se. But, there's only just two sides of the track. Either you believe or you don't, and you got to decide what type of fan you are. So, I think it's a great time to be a Penn State fan. The brand, everything is on its way to being where it deserves.
No doubt. Bigger and better and upward and onward. B, do you have anything else?
Man, we gotta liven this up a little bit. Fans, guys, let us know who you're thinking. We can reach out to, get on the pod. Still working on getting literally every letterman we can on here. With those relationships and trying to get some good content. So let us know. Let us know what's on your mind in general. Roster. We had some transfers recently that we won't touch on now, but let us know. We'll get back to the team, soon. But let us know what's on your mind.
Yeah, let's save the team for when we're starting to get geared up for training camp. Those guys are getting geared up for the baseball and lacrosse hill right now, so I don't envy them.
Shout out to Penn State baseball too.
Beat Michigan, walk off. I think this is the most wins of a first-year head coach ever. History of Penn State baseball. Great hire, Pat.
Bring
this BC guy back down here with him. I'm cool with it. I think we should also explore bringing back the mailbag. I think we brought it back one time. Let us know if you guys like the mailbag. I personally do enjoy it, and I think that's maybe a to-do for us. Is bring back the mailbag for the off season, get some thought-provoking questions here, and really start ripping on it. But like I said, recent events have been big. We haven't really stepped up to the plate and been timely with our responses. So here it is for the two biggest pieces of news, both in the Penn State market and national. Got Brandon's and I's opinion on it. And we'll see you guys next week. Adam and I'm going to tease this. This is Tuesday night. Adam and I have a big day tomorrow. There's going to be some good stuff coming out Wednesday.
I like it.
The 29th.
So
I would assume probably the following week. It's not directly related to Penn State, but it is directly related to Penn State at the same time, if you get what I'm saying. Again, teaser, not going to give you guys too much, but you're going to be wanting to pay attention to the Next Up podcast sports channels, the state media channels, the college sports co channels, because if you're a Penn State football fan, you're going to want to hear some of this stuff. So with that being said, Brandon and I will be back next week, maybe with a guest, maybe not. You could probably expect a mailbag coming from Brandon next week. And listen, I enjoyed this quick little check-in, quick little chat. And we appreciate you guys, as always.
Yes, sir. Stay safe. Have a good summer.